Hi, my name is Stephanie List, and this is my endangered species presentation on the green sea turtle. To start with some background information on the green sea turtle, we have the scientific name, which is the Chinolia mitis. They are also the largest hardshell sea turtle in the sea turtle family, and the name of green sea turtle actually comes from the green fat that is underneath their shell, and the green pigmented color comes from their diet, which would be mostly plant-based because they are herbivores. And these turtles have been around for over 100 million years, which is a very long time. They aged back from ancient times, but they have been endangered since 1978, which may seem like a long time to us, but overall, compared to how long they have been around, it is not very long. And the reason they are endangered is mainly human cause. Here we have the characteristics of the green sea turtle. So from their length, they range around from 3 to roughly 4 to a little over 4 feet. And that is from their head to the edge of their tail. And they can go from 300 to 350 pounds as an adult. And their heart-shaped shell is a little bit more signified towards them because they don't just have a straight rounded shell or like more of like a triangle shell. They have a little bit of a divot at the top that makes it more of like a rounded two triangular edge that's more of the heart shape that you can see. And they also come in a wide variety of colors besides just green. They're not actually typically just green. They're more brown is the most common color you can see, or an olive, sometimes even gray and black. So here we have their diet, which I had previously mentioned that they are herbivores because they eat plants. So here we can have the two main plants that they eat, which is algae and seagrass. But you can see that I had written that they are mostly herbivores, but they're also the only herbivore species of sea turtles. But we can go back to that mostly because they also occasionally forage on sponges, invertebrates, and discarded fish. That is because of just being a lack thereof for a seagrass or algae in some areas, so they did need to find a way to be able to forage for some other kind of food, but no matter what, they would still choose algae or seagrass if they had the option. This is why it is mostly, but in most cases they would be herbivores. Here in the map behind me, we can see their location, which is very broad. They are located just about everywhere as long as the climate and temperature is fairly warm. So they're located in subtropical and temperate regions of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, and also the Mediterranean Sea. For the United States, they are located from Texas to Maine, pretty much, and the US Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. For their breeding grounds, they have a large breeding ground in Texas in the Gulf of Mexico, but their largest breeding ground would be in the Great Barrier Reef, which is located in Australia. Here is probably one of the most important questions that we need to know is, why are they endangered? One of the most important ways to know why they are endangered is from commercial and recreational fishing and netting. Here from the photo, we can see that there's a turtle caught in a net, and a lot of the times that net can be stuck around their neck and they can end up suffocating and dying before a fisherman is able to release them. Otherwise, they can lose circulation and flippers in their fins, and they can still lose those from the circulation and have to get amputated, or any other cause from that can either injure them in the long run and still later kill them. Another one would be trafficking and poaching, because they are very widely known for their meat and their shells, and they're in very high demand even though they are illegal to hunt. Another very large case and reason why they are dying would be our plastic waste. Because of a very wide variety of turtles eating non-plant-based foods, and them eating non-plant-based food every so often, they can confuse plastic for their types of foods that are swaying in the ocean and consume the plastic that will then kill the inside of their stomach and kill them. And then other plastic waste that gets into their breeding grounds and nesting grounds can destroy their eggs as well. That is what leads to our next one, which is also the habitat loss. So when we leave out recreational equipment in their habitat and breeding grounds and nesting grounds, that can destroy what they know to create, and they can no longer go there to lay eggs, or their eggs have become destroyed, and that will help deplete their population. And there's nothing that they can do about that, so we need to keep our distance from them. And that goes to our next one. How can we help? How are we helping? Staying away from their breeding grounds and nesting grounds is a big concern that a lot of people aren't always following, but we need to. A lot of people, when they see the little hatchlings come out and go into the ocean, they want to see them. They want to have them. They don't realize that they're going to be these big turtles. They just see a baby turtle and want to capture them, but that's not something that we can do. Another one would be if we see an injured turtle, we need to contact the proper professionals for help because they are trained in this exact situation and are prepared to help them. And if we are in a boat, we can drive slowly and steer away from them or turn off the motor entirely until the turtle has passed to avoid an injury to their shell or to their flippers, and overall reducing our plastic waste or preventing any children or other adults from releasing helium balloons and other balloons into our environment. So I hope you all enjoyed, and that is my presentation. So overall, I really hope that we can get these green sea turtles off of our endangered list, and I think with everybody helping out, we will definitely be able to do that in the near future. Thank you. Goodbye.